All right, everybody, ready for another deep dive? Today, we're wading into the smartphone battleground. iPhone 16 Pro Max versus the Nothing Phone 2A.
And it's a battle of the budgets too, right? Because one's going to set you back a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, we're talking more than 3 times the price difference here. So we got to ask, what do you really get for all that extra dough?
The big question. And luckily, there's this great head-to-head review we're diving into today. Really breaks it down.
Perfect. So, first impressions. What jumped out at you from this review?
Well, I gotta say, the Nothing Phone, it's challenging some norms. This review really highlighted how it's lighter than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And get this, they designed it so it doesn't wobble on a table. You know that annoying camera bump thing?
Oh, totally. Drives me crazy. But okay, got to ask, the elephant in the room, or should we say the transparent back of the phone. The Nothing Phone's design, it's polarizing, to say the least.
It's definitely unique. Bold move, making the internals visible like that. But honestly, from a purely functional perspective, I'm more intrigued by the glyph interface. Have you seen this thing in action?
I've seen pictures, yeah. But explain it like I'm clueless, because when it comes to newfangled tech, sometimes I am.
So imagine, instead of just a blinking LED, you've got these light patterns on the back of your phone. They've got different ones for calls, notifications, charging status, all customizable.
So it's like a personalized light show, but for your notification.
Exactly. The reviewer actually found it pretty useful for avoiding distractions. You know, when you're in a meeting, phone's down, but you still want a subtle heads up if something urgent comes through.
Ooh, that's clever.
Yeah.
And less disruptive than, say, your phone lighting up the whole room.
Right. Speaking of lighting things up, both these phones have incredible screens. Big, bright OLED. Although the reviewer did give a slight edge to the iPhone in terms of sharpness.
But did they say if it was really noticeable? Like in everyday use, would the average person care?
That's the thing, probably not. Both are going to look fantastic to most people. They both get super bright too, so you won't have trouble seeing your screen outdoors.
That's key. I'm always out and about squinting at my phone. And the sound quality. Any surprises there?
Nope, both sound great for everyday use. Music, podcasts, videos, you're good to go with either phone. But now, let's talk about the stuff under the hood.
Okay, let's get down to business. Performance. Battery life. Hit me with the specs.
Well, you'd think the iPhone, with its new A17 Bionic chip, would blow the competition out of the water, right?
Right, it's like the latest and greatest, top of the line.
And don't get me wrong, it's a powerhouse. But the Nothing Phone, it's no slouch. They've really optimized their software to squeeze every bit of performance out of that Dimensity 7200 Pro processor.
So for everyday tasks, browsing, scrolling, even some light gaming, you're saying the Nothing Phone can keep up.
Absolutely. The reviewer even said they were surprised by how smooth and responsive it felt.
Okay, color me intrigued. But let's talk battery life. That's what really makes or breaks a phone for me. If I have to tether myself to a charger all day, it's game over.
And this is where things get really interesting. Remember how I said the Nothing Phone was full of surprises?
Yeah.
Well, according to the review, the Nothing Phone actually edged out the iPhone 16 Pro Max in battery life.
Wait, hold on. The Nothing Phone lasted longer? How is that even possible?
I know, right? But they ran the tests, and the results were pretty consistent. The Nothing Phone just kept going. It really challenges those assumptions about price and performance, battery life for the win. It really makes you wonder if we always need to chase the priciest option for the best experience.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Especially when you look at some of the other features, like the camera. The iPhone's known for having a killer camera, but how does the Nothing Phone stack up?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Can a phone 3 times cheaper really compete? Well, in daylight, the review found both phones take amazing photos.
Okay, but which one takes better photos?
That's where it gets interesting. The reviewer actually said some of the Nothing Phone's daylight shots were more vibrant, really popped.
Ooh, so in a head-to-head beauty contest, the Nothing Phone might actually win some people over.
It could, but gotta be realistic, the iPhone still has an edge in low light. That's where that fancy image processing really shines through. You get more detail, less noise.
Yeah, those low-light shots can be tough to nail. What about zoom capabilities?
Right, the iPhone's telephoto lens, that's a clear advantage if you need that extra reach, you know, for those my kid's a star athlete moments from across the field.
Every parent's got to have those bragging rights shots.
Nah.
But let's be real, that price difference between these phones, it's not insignificant.
Definitely not. The reviewer even did a little fun calculation. You could buy something like 900 cans of, well, whatever you like to drink, with that price difference.
Okay, now that's an image. A mountain of beverages versus a slim new phone. Makes you think.
Puts it in perspective, right?
Right.
Would you rather have the bragging rights of the newest iPhone or a perfectly capable phone plus enough left over for, I don't know, a weekend getaway?
Tempting. Okay, so for someone out there right now trying to make this decision, iPhone or nothing phone, what's the key takeaway for them?
Honestly, it comes down to this. What matters most to you? Are you all about that Apple ecosystem? Do you need the latest and greatest no matter what? Then, yeah, the iPhone is calling your name, but
But if you're like, hey, I just need a phone that works and works well without costing me an arm and a leg.
then the Nothing Phone 2A is a serious contender. It's like this review made me rethink the whole premium phone thing.
It's true. Sometimes those budget options, they're not really budget anymore. They're just smart choices.
Exactly. And the Nothing Phone with that whole glyph interface, it's like they're trying to do something different, less intrusive, you know?
Yeah, instead of battling notifications, you're in control. I kind of dig that.
So ultimately, it's your call. Top of the line iPhone, familiar, pricey, or
Or the intriguing newcomer, the Nothing Phone 2A. Less expensive, unique features.
only you can decide what's right for you.
The tough choices, but hey, that's what makes this fun, right?
Yeah.
We've thrown a lot of info at you today.
We sure have.
So tell us, what do you think? iPhone 16 Pro Max or the Nothing Phone 2A? Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this conversation going.
And don't forget, we'll have the link to that full review in the show notes so you can see all the nitty-gritty details for yourself.
We break it down so you don't have to. Until next time, everyone, happy gadgeting.